Hello everyone, I am Meenakshi. Today we are meeting again to discuss about the grammar topics. As we have already learned about pronouns, and today we will learn about relative pronoun. What are pronouns? Pronouns are those words that replace a noun to avoid the repetition. And same is the relative pronoun. It is also used to avoid repetition. Okay, so let's know about the relative pronoun. So I am giving you an example. Suppose you are coming to my house. We are standing in the street and I say to you that, look, that is my house. Okay, now you will be confused. Which house am I talking about? I say that is White House. That is my house. Alright? In these two, with the help of these two sentences, I will tell you the recognition of my house. But to make it a single sentence and to make it more attractive sentence, I will use a relative pronoun. Like that house which is of white color is mine. Alright? So what do you assume? That by using which is relative pronoun here. Okay? By using which we have joined these two sentences and we have referred the noun here. What is the quality of that house? Alright? So, what's the definition of relative pronoun? Relative pronoun relates or refer to a noun that is placed before it. Relative pronouns relates or refer to a noun that is placed before it. Here is the noun and it is placed before this relative pronoun. It's referring it. Okay? And it is also used to join two sentences. We have joined these two sentences and make it a single sentence. Let's take some more examples. Remember that for things, for objects we use which and that. Things and objects. Or place, we use which or that. And for people or person, to join when the noun is any person, any human being, then we will use who. Never ever use which or that with the living human, person. Alright? When we are going to join any place, then we will join them with the where. Alright? For place, we will use where. Some more relative pronouns are there like whom, whose, when, for time we use when, etc. Alright? Let's take some examples. My notebook's pages are torn. It is useless. These are two sentences and here the noun is my notebook. Alright? Let's join them by using relative pronoun. My notebook. Here we will use whose. Whose pages are torn is useless. We have replaced this pronoun. It is a pronoun of notebook. So noun or pronoun are subjects. So we can say that subjects should be before the relative pronoun. Here we have used the whose relative pronoun. Alright. Next is my teacher heard the news. My teacher was shocked. In both these sentences, the noun is, the subject is my teacher, and it's a human, it's a living being, and so we will use my teacher who heard the news. Who heard the news was shocked. It's like an adjective. It's giving the information about the noun. Which teacher are we talking about? Adjective of this teacher is who heard the news. Alright. Next one is participants may fill the form in 2 days. Those participants who do will get the permission to participate. Let's join them. Participants who fill the form in 2 days. Here we will omit this portion, those participants who do, because it is repeated and we are going to avoid the repetition. So from here we will start. 2 days will get the permission to participate. Alright. After discussing about the relative pronouns, now let's discuss about the defining and non-defining relative clauses. So first of all, let's know that what's relative clauses. Relative clauses. Clause is a group of words like who helped me, which is of white color, where I learned in my childhood. In the whole sentence, this portion is a relative clause. Whole sentence. The boy, this was the noun. The boy who had me has come today. In this sentence, this portion is relative clause. The house, it's the noun, the house which is of white color is mine. This portion is relative clause. The school where I learned in my childhood is a large building. Where I learned in my childhood means this portion, this clause is giving description of this noun. This portion, this relative clause is giving information about this noun, and this is giving about this noun. Alright. So the question is that how we will recognize that which one is defining and which one is non-defining relative clause. So first, defining relative clause. Defining Relative clauses are those which helps to identify the noun. Without that clause, we would not be able to identify that noun, that about which school I am talking, about which house I am talking, and about which boy I am talking. These are all defining relative clause. Okay, we can identify by this relative clause. And non-defining relative clause are those which gives an extra information about the noun. Extra information. For example, Raj, who is a good singer, is my best friend. Here, who is a good singer is a relative clause, but it's giving extra information about the noun Raj. If we remove this portion from this sentence, if we omit this portion, then still the sentence will be completed. Raj is my best friend. So this portion is giving an extra information about the Raj. Alright? In this way, another recognition of defining and non-defining is that in this defining relative clause, we don't use commas here after this noun, after this relative clause. But in non-defining relative clause, we use commas here. Raj, comma, who is a good singer, comma, is my best friend. Alright? Let's take some more examples of non-defining relative clauses. For example, the chair which I bought yesterday is beautiful. Here we will add the commas, the chair which I bought yesterday. If we remove these commas and just read out this sentence, the chair which I bought yesterday, this portion is relative pronoun and we can't remove this portion because without this we don't know the exact noun, that what about which chair is we talking about. The chair, which chair is beautiful? That's the recognition of this chair. It's making the indefinite noun the definite one. This relative pronoun is making this indefinite noun the definite one. The chair is beautiful is not complete because we can't get the exact answer that about which chair are we talking. So it's a defining relative clause. It's a defining relative clause. It's defining it. And if I write this sentence like this, my chair, comma, which I bought yesterday is beautiful. In this portion, I can remove this relative clause. Without this relative clause, this sentence is still complete. My chair is beautiful because it's already given an adjective. It's my chair. Alright? So it's a defining relative clause and it's a non-defining relative clause. Okay, the recognition is the commas we have used, and the other recognition is that if we remove this portion, it's still complete. It's giving an extra information, and this is important because without it we can't know about the noun. Another example is Ram, comma, whom you worship, comma, is an ideal man. What's the relative clause here? Whom you worship. It's the extra information about the subject, about the noun Ram. It's the extra information. Because without this information, the sentence is still complete. Ram is an ideal man. It's the complete sentence. Ram is an ideal man. Everybody knows Ram. And this is complete without this portion. So it's a non-defining relative clause. Commas are here. We can recognize that it's a non-defining relative clause. Alright. So today we have learned about relative pronouns, defining and non-defining relative clauses. If you have any kind of doubt, any question, you may ask in the comment box. Alright, till then take care. Bye.